Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to tell you what is BPM, Business Process Management. First we will take care of agenda and the overview of the BPM and what is BPM defined, then closed loop cycle capabilities, maturity models and technology support. So firstly, what is BPM? So BPM is basically a business process management, and it is a discipline in operation. Like suppose if you want to start anything, then first you have to discover it, then you have to model it, analyze, measure, improvement, optimization. Or these all are the steps of the business process. How to process a business is basically, if you want to um, oh, to be an entrepreneur, first you have to discover the idea, then you have to create your model and analyze the model, then you have to measure what's the skill sets and what is the resources you need, then improvement in the resources, optimize and automate business processes. And then business processes are at the heart of the enterprise and are of the best for what the differentiate a company. Suppose take an example of IBM. IBM have many business process. First, suppose if they want to hire a trainee, then their first step is the interview, and in interview there are many rounds, and in 1 year or in 2 years they all improves the cycle of the interview. They change the aptitude question, they improves the aptitude question, they then face to face is also there, then they also started IQ test. Now the first round is IQ. So this is the like basic improvement how a person can think, and there are 15 minutes and you have to do 50 questions. So improving business process remains a high business priority. Obviously, if you have a uh, good stages to refine the fresher and to know the skill set of the programmer, then you definitely needs business process. And it also helps in managing business process, like improve efficiency. These are all are the characteristics of this. Enhance customer satisfaction. If you consider this point, that every restaurant have the feedback form. That feedback they took from the customers, and they do some changes in it if it is any, if there is any. Then enhance agility, improves operational excellence. Then expense reporting. Suppose if our trainee is going who, to a foreign trip, or to a official trip of a company, then he needs travel air ticket, rental car, food expense and hotel accommodation. And after that he have to send his or her bill to the manager. Then and there must be in the paper or Excel or web form, and the business policy is attached bill, or if attached bill is also they required. So instead of doing this, uh, they change in this whole scenario, and they made a MX card, like American Express card, and they give to his employee. If he or she visit to a business or official tour, then they use a X card, and the limit of the max card is like for the whole trip is 10,000. If the trainee, if the employee is spending more than 10,000, then it will be deduct from his salary. So this is the basic agenda improvement. What is BPM defined? It is a strategy. Basically, if you do something, you make a strategy. So BPM defined is business process management defined, and a strategy for managing and improving the performance of business through continuous optimization of a business process and a closed loop cycle of modeling, execution, and measurement. So you will get to know about this if you will see the flowchart of this. So basically this, if you are planning to make something, then you do planning, strategy, then you design it, and after designing you will implement. There must be some code, then you test, and then you deploy it on a server, and it will be managed and monitored by the senior level person, and he will optimize it, he or she will optimize. And this is the closed loop cycle. And if he wants to make any change, then the developer will redesign it and implement code, test, and deployment. This is closed loop cycle. If you will see design, implement, test, and deploy, manage and monitor, and optimization. And after last, if everyone is satisfied with the work, then he will go to identify, or the customer or the client can use these services. Now coming back to the BPM defined, it is a strategy for managing and improving the performance. It is basically a closed loop cycle, and modeling, execution, and measurement is three characteristics of it. So planning, strategy, development, implement, and many more closed loop cycle are there. As you can see the closed loop cycle in this. First he will design, implement, test, and deploy, and this closed loop cycle will go on till the requirement. Then business process is a set of linked activities performed by the people and system that delivers some business value. If you are like opening a business, you want the revenue from it, and many things, and to satisfy the customer who is or the client who are using your service, then you have to improve in that also. Then there are basically three components of it: agility, efficiency, and visibility. So agility is basically fast work and all this ability to change with the business environment. If something changed, then it will rapidly change in the environment. Then visibility, you can optimize your work, your services, and if there is any change, then you will directly agile it within the within the within a time, and with the business environment also. Efficiency, basically efficiency will also improve. Efficiency is the only key which will affect in all this. Then suppose any request come from the mobile, iPad, or tablet, and a computer and desktop, or from the like customer, and this is the closed loop cycle. They will enhance it, they will optimize it, and this is basically a closed loop cycle. And they will then it will make a request from the database. So there are basically closed loop cycle having basically two fundamental, the method perspective, basically methodology and roles, steps in a well defined development approach, and roles, activity done by various types of accomplish objective. Basically this is the best example of this. Suppose you want to develop any software, then you will plan it, and then strategy will make how to implement, and how then you will make a design, and after that you will implement some code, and you will mm, test and deploy it on any server, and the last factor is to manage and monitorize, and it will be optimized. Uh, if any client and or any senior requires any change, then it will redesign it, and the developer have to re-implement, and to retest, and to redeployment of the code is there. So after final, they will identify and implement services. They will give the service to the clients and customer, and and after that they will also monitorize after that also. So basically this is closed loop cycle. Enterprise architecture: define the architecture only, then it will be modeled, then developer will do some code, and they will make the product, then the analyst will check it, or basically the tester, and then they will give to the business user, and then IT operations, and then the measurements, analyze and improvement in the last phase. Then capabilities, maturity, CMM. Basically, these are the 5 levels of the company by which the company identify. If the company is at initial level, then it have the poorly controlled and reactive. Basically, HCL is now working on CMM 5. So basically, it analyze everything what happening in a company. So if the company is CMM5, then it is the best company ever. Then technology support. Business process management suite is an integrated collection of software technologies that enable process and transparency and best management of the business process. So basically that's it for this BPM. I hope you get a little idea about BPM, and if you have any query, then please do comment. I will surely make you understand. Thank you so much for watching.